What's up, my loves? It's your girl Diamond. We are back with a brand new season of The Real Housewives of Potomac. Let's get into it. So it starts off with Ashley, Giselle, Karen, and Robin. They all have a picnic, and the topic of conversation is Ashley divorcing Michael. Okay, wanting to know how did we get here? Has hell frozen over? She has finally seen the light and is divorcing this man. But before we get into that, we are talking about Karen saying how she is 17 years old, younger than Ray. But Giselle said, "You said it was 14." The girl, I know what I said. I'm not Mia. Knowing that Mia, you know, can lie, can tell a story, not give straight answers, and talk about her social media activity. And throughout the year, Mia has been posting a lot. And the first thing she posted was having a cancer scare. And it was confusing, but also what was the meaning behind it? Do you have cancer? What did they find? Are you okay? So it wasn't clear, right? Knowing that Giselle and Robin wanted to dissect it and say this was attention seeking, she just left it, you know, out there like, what was this about? But Karen was the voice of reason of saying that we cannot just assume that this was attention seeking. We have to hear her out, get a clear understanding about how she felt when she did do that. I would not have gone on Instagram to talk about something I'm going through as far as like a cancer scare. And yes, it was thought about, should she really be doing this? Is she faking having cancer for sympathy? It would be hard to defend her if she is. But like Karen said, we cannot pass judgment. Okay? We cannot just assume she's telling a story without getting her understanding. Now that that's been, cleared, because it was annoying me that Giselle and Robin kept on dissecting it. I'm like, girl, sit down. We're back to Ashley. Is it true that she is divorcing from Michael? It's true. What's the reason? It's more than one. They have been drifting apart. They're not sexually compatible, and they haven't had sex in 4 months. It was an incident in Miami that a woman was interested in Ashley. Michael wanted to be a part of it. She wasn't. She said that she wasn't comfortable with threesomes anymore, and Giselle being a nitpicker. So you said no to a threesome. He said yes, and now it's a divorce. No, it's been a build-up. Because last season, she wanted monogamy. She doesn't want to be this freaky, wild, carefree woman anymore. She is now a mother of two children. That part of her life is over. It's in the past. Right now, I just want to be in a simple monogamous relationship. But Giselle and Robin are still confused because what are you, divorcing or separating? You have to be separate for a year in Virginia in order to move forward with a divorce. But there are things that Ashley can't explain because she's learning this. She's never been divorced before, and she's figuring out as it goes, And right now she's scared because she wants to buy a house. Michael wants to help her buy a house, but they're like, "What do you mean? He's putting his name on the house. He's buying your house. What's this about?" They're putting a home in an LLC. Now, Giselle and Robin dissecting their story. Like, what you mean? That's not a divorce. That's not separation. Why will you be buying a house with someone you're separating from? And here go Robin. I will never divorce Juan and move back in the same house. I will never do that. I said, Robin, shut the fuck up. 'Cause that's exactly what you did. After you and Juan got divorced, you guys lived in the same house. Why? You couldn't afford another house. And two, you guys were still living like you guys were together. Still living, still sleeping in the same bed. He's still fucking other females coming home to you. So, Robin, you can miss me with thinking that you have absolutely room to say anything about Ashley and how she's moving forward and divorcing Michael. Miss me. I was literally pissed off when Robin made that comment. I said, Robin, shut the fuck up. So of course, Ashley, this is new to her. She's not thinking about, that. She's thinking about the financials. And it's not as easy for someone to be like, I'm ready to divorce, I'm ready to hire an attorney, I'm ready to let things go when you're in that realm of, am I doing the right thing? Is it right? Is it wrong? Should I recant it? Should I work it out? I don't know. Range of emotions that is normal to think about. Karen wanted her to be prepared about what can come with this. Be prepared if he comes at you wrong. You have the upper hand to spray his ass back. Now, with the possibility of this divorce happening, it's going to take some time where it will become real for her and it will become real for him. And she is looking at the reality that Michael might be vengeful. He might be vengeful. And if he is, there's no turning back from that. So she knows that Michael is going to be like, oh, word, for real, for real. And the whole putting in the house in the LLC could be terrifying. But since this is new beginnings, spring has come, Karen wants to have a spring into spring party. It's different than her usual invites, a singing telegram, or a box full of deaf butterflies. First of all, it's the cinematography of this whole episode with the cherry blossoms. First they're blooming, then they're dying, they're being stepped on, they're being eaten by deers. I'm like, it's to show us that something could be so beautiful, but it could turn into shit, which is what this season is gonna solidify as. Candace. Candace is at the doctor's office with Chris. She is talking about freezing her eggs. So wanted to be ahead of the process. So when she is ready to have children, she has eggs ready for her because she is super busy. She is re-releasing her album Deep Space. I loved her album. She has just did her first tour. She opened for SWV and Faith Evans. Congratulations. So she has a lot on her plate and wants to have the security of having eggs put in place when she's ready. So with the procedure, once you start, you cannot finish. You have to be consistent with the appointment time. They cannot reschedule it. They cannot say we can't come in. No. Once you start, you cannot stop. Right now, this is in Chris's backyard now. She is pointing at him that he needs to be consistent. And it's kind of like, what do you mean? His schedule is not consistent. He doesn't have the same 2 days off. They're literally having this argument how I do have the same days off. No, you don't. Yes, I do. No, you don't. Yes, I do. In front of the doctor. Embarrassing. So right now, she was happy that he was working from home, but he's now general manager for Hotel Washington. He has come home at 1 in the morning. This is a new adjustment for her. So, with wanting to have a baby, she has baby fever almost every other day, but whenever she comes out of that, she wants to go on tour, start a new life. So, she doesn't have a timeline of when she wants to get pregnant, and sky's the limit for you, Candace. You have all the time in the world to have children because you want to get everything you want out now, but with you wanting to have eggs stored away, that means you're placing some kind of timeline. But this is a conversation that they need to continually have. So they're in the car. She wants to know what is the plan. Is he on board? Does he want to do it? And that he needs to balance his work life abilities. She doesn't like the fact that he has come home late before and wanting to know when will be consistent. I don't plan on looking forward to me being home with children while you're home all day and not know when you're coming home. She's not looking forward to that. He's frustrated, like it's all my fault that my work is inconsistent when your job field is inconsistent. And he wanted to remind her that the mindset that she has that life is consistent is not true. Because life is not consistent. Life is super not consistent. Life is unpredictable. Life has twists and turns, ups and downs, things that you cannot prepare for. And as far as for a work schedule, in the field that he's in the hospital world, or not hospital world, in the hotel world, hospitality world, there is no off days. There's no consistent schedule. Just like in your field, you don't know when you have free days without going to the studio, without doing visuals for a video, without going to the studio time. You don't have no consistent basis for that. So right now, he said if it's an event that's happening, that's not my fucking problem. I have to work. She doesn't like that he's cursing at her. He wants her to listen. And she said, I am listening. I'm listening, but you're not consistent. And it's just like, y'all going to kill me with this back and forth. And it's just like, what is it? Why do y'all have these arguments with one another? It's so much friction. It's so much animosity. And it's just like, y'all marriage won't last like this. This is terrible. And y'all trying to plan for having children? Ooh, help me. Oh, I'm worried about y'all this season. Robin. Robin is meeting with Charisse for whatever reason. I don't know why. And how Charisse was pretty much in charge of the girls. She met Robin in 2002 when her husband was the coach and Eddie was drafted. And she was introduced to Giselle by Charisse. And Charisse pretty much introduced everybody. She's the grand dame. Not really, because I don't like Charisse. I couldn't stand her after season one. And she's not giving me that she wants to be. It's not that she wants to be. She wants validation and people to kiss her ass every time she's bringing somebody into the group. And she doesn't bring anything. She gives boring. Right now, she has a non-existing dating life. She's had friends with benefits, but that didn't go nowhere. But we're talking about Robin and Juan. When would they get married? Never. Throughout the years of being on this show, it's been, are they together? Have they been this? Have been together all this time? What are they doing? Are they friends with benefits, roommates, each other's beards? What is it? Okay, like y'all was supposed to plan a wedding last year. Y'all didn't plan one. Is this the time y'all gonna plan a wedding? Don't know. Right now, it's not on the list. Nothing is ever on Robin's list when it comes down to her relationship. It's never the right time. It's never this. And it's like, does she even want to be married anymore? She don't know because she couldn't answer the question. It wasn't hard. She was like, oh, I don't know, girl. Right now, she's in talks of a prenup because the roles are reversed. She is now the breadwinner. And after working so hard of getting back to the financial standpoint she's comfortable in, she doesn't want to lose that and have him take half of what she's made. And right now, Sharice was like, you had a prenup before, right? Yes, when he was playing in the NBA and she was a housewife, she did not think that she was deserving of money. I'm like, what you mean? You've had two children by him. You were there when he cheated on you. You don't think you deserve something? Even when Sharice got divorced from Eddie, Robin don't believe that Sharice was owed something. Are you kidding me? She's had two of his kids, made a house a home, was that perfect image. She deserves something. Robin is in this mindset of if you do not put in the home, you're not entitled to have. I'm entitled to something. I'm entitled to something. All my blood, sweat, and tears, heartache, and pain, you gonna pay me something. Like you can miss it with that mindset, Robin. You just want to be selfish. It's understandable. But let's not forget you squandered the money you and Juan had before. So you can miss me with that shit. And of course, Robin's gonna talk about Ashley's business because this is Robin's revenge of getting back at Ashley because Ashley said a lot of shit about Robin and Juan that everybody else has said before. So right now, talking about the divorce and how it's confusing, threesomes to divorce, not about that life anymore, and now looking at houses. Cherie says she don't believe it. I believe that it's attention seeking. Ashley don't need this much attention. She got TikToks that are thriving. I don't believe that Ashley is using her divorce from Michael as a storyline, and it still is funny to me that Robin could be in a mindset of looking down upon how can Ashley move in with Michael when she's done the exact same thing. I'm telling y'all, Robin is in no shape and form to talk about nobody else's situation. Look at hers. We've read Robin down for seasons of her situation with Juan. Miss me. Mia. Mia has officially moved to Potomac. She is 3 miles down the road from Karen. Her house is a very gorgeous home, but it's a rental. And in this rental, she's paying $10,000 a month and she's racked up 65,000 in renovations. I said you a fool. And based off of the post you recently just did of what's going on between you and Gordon and his family, oh, you need all the money you can get. 65,000 on renovations, Mia, you crazy. So she's having family come over to her house. Her and her mama's relationship is still a work in progress, but it's going good. Her test results came back, but it's not a disease. It's to make certain that it's not spreading throughout her lungs. She's done extensive testing, waiting the results for a chest exam. It's been scary. She did have a biopsy, so nervous about that. So all of this that Mia's going through is just having to be poked and prodded and waiting for results of a possible you have cancer, a possible you have this. That's nerve wracking as hell that I'm going through all of this and I still cannot get a clear understanding of do I have something? Am I sick? What's wrong? Like everything's an emotional roller coaster right now. Karen and Rafe stop by and they have a great friendship based off what happened the first season. Karen got the girls lifted and wanted to know how does Ray likes him. Ray likes him but is concerned if other people might like him. Meeting all of Mia's family, they loved her. What was quirky about Mia growing up, she used to do this monkey laugh and she literally sounded like a monkey. I was dying laughing. I couldn't breathe. I was like, no, Mia. So Karen thanks her for inviting her and wants to know if she needed anything. Are you okay? She said, I'm fine. I have my family here. That's all I could need. Karen told her about the post that she had a cancer scare and she did jump to conclusions. She did jump to thinking that you did something completely different, but why did you do that? She spoke to her best friend Jacqueline and she wanted her to tell her how she's feeling. Share your story, you know. Karen said, I wish you would have taken a different approach because the way that you left that post left some questions. And in our friend group, there are naysayers. You know, they wanted to know what was the purpose of that post, thinking that you were seeking attention, that you're not really sick. She said, first of all, I don't care. It's not their life if they don't believe me. It's not their life, it's mine. And I wasn't mad that she said it because even though Mia does give attention seeking, I don't think that she would go out of her way to do something like that. I just think that she was in her feelings as she should have been with hearing something that could affect her, hearing something that could be very traumatic for her to go through. So, of course, she's just going through the motions of what could be and not what it was, as anybody would done. Wendy. Wendy is meeting at Peter's bar to talk about getting into business with him because they were introduced by a friend and she wanted to create a Nigerian lounge. But with opening up another business, she does have a lot on her plate. She wakes up getting the kids ready for school. She's still a professor, has to review her lessons. She is now, doing great with her candle line. She has a book out doing speaking engagements. So she is super, super busy, but she lacks the ability to say no to an opportunity. And she's never dabbled in the field of restaurants. And how do I do it? Granted, she wanted to clear up that she did not approach Peter with this business. He overheard a conversation and wanted to buy in on it. So with this Nigerian lounge, she wants it to be a place where black authors can come and read and have it where kids can come in from 2 to 4. That's not a lounge. That's not a lounge. If you want to create a library, then say I want to create a library. But a lounge where people can come, mingle, drinks, have a good time, I don't think that's suitable for children. Unless you're trying to create like a Nigerian family restaurant type thing, maybe. But going over on what Peter's expertise in this field, how, his bar is a success. He has a spot in Maryland that goes for 1.5 million. And if she wanted to buy in it, you can have percentage of the building. And if you want a good percentage, maybe put like 20%. 20% means you have to buy in at least 300,000. So with that is a pretty pricey buy-in for 30% ownership or 20% ownership. Her and Eddie share their finances and how is she going to convince him to invest in this business? And what will be the return? How long will she see a return? Approximately up to 2 years. You know what I'm saying? The business has to make a profit with a net cost. You get 25% of that, you get 20% of that revenue. But he already thinks that she can't handle what she already has to deal with. So the fact that he might have to listen to her opening up a restaurant and he doesn't have a guarantee of he'll have a return on that money, yeah, that's going to be a hard convince. And of course, this is another thing. This is another time that Wendy jumped ahead and went all in a business that she doesn't have the full knowledge on, like she did with the candles. Just went in, not knowing what she needs to know, not knowing the pricing, not knowing the cost. The same thing with the business right now. Granted, I'm not knocking that she wants to be in this field. Have multi companies, have multiple businesses. You know what I'm saying? Do it. But make sure you knowing what you're getting into. That's it. Ashley. Ashley's heading over to her Uncle Lump's house. She is loving that she is in a better relationship with them because she had to choose between Michael and her family. Now that she's separating from Michael, she don't have to worry about that no more. So happy that she is buying a house, but she is worried about a mortgage, worried about having to live financially because she's lived with a working mom who was struggling to pay the rent. And do you know how much money you're going to receive? So her prenup is no longer valid. It would have held up if they'd been married close to 5, but they've actually been married towards 8. So the prenup is no longer valid. So now that the prenup is no longer valid, she's entitled to receive a lump sum. Theoretically, she will get half. Not telling us the exact amount, but she will live good. But she doesn't know how much to live comfortably. And I don't even know because I don't pay for anything. Now, folks can be like, what you mean you know how to pay for anything? You're that small? I mean, not you're that slow? You're that naive? No, Ashley is not. Ashley is not dumb by any means necessary. I just think that she knows exactly what she needs and knows exactly how much it is, but she wants Michael to live up to what he needs to do to give her that. So she's going to play the dumb role, play the, oh, I don't know how much this costs, but she knows. So confusing as to what she might not receive. Buying a house with Michael comes up and it's like, what? What do you mean? So we're gonna buy into an LLC. Now I'm assuming that that would mean they'll make money off of it, and maybe she will, keep an eye on what Michael will do. And that's not really a divorce. So she's getting frustrated because they're not getting an understanding. Why haven't you hired a lawyer? Because that needs to be the first step. And she doesn't know what else to do because this is still a process for her. You know what I'm saying? And with her mom, kind of understanding what the LLC could mean, but the fact that he is now having this in place, he's the one that's doing this. That means he's going to have control over what he can and cannot do and what he will and will not give you. So it's kind of like you need to think this clearly and make sure you think this right. But this is all new to her, so she will figure it out. Giselle. Giselle is at her house. It's looking fabulous. It's coming together. It's not a construction site anymore. She's preparing for Karen's event, and she had a extravagant invite. It was stale tacos and tequila. And looking for an outfit right now in her closet. She still cannot dress. She FaceTimes Robin. Her daughters are beautiful. They're growing up. The twins will be turning 16. Grace is out the door. Giselle is not really looking forward into becoming an empty nester, even to the point where she got emotional in the confessionals, but said, I'm done. And her daughters read her every single chance about the lack of fashion sense she has. Like when she was picking out her outfits, they were like, I thought we upgraded your wardrobe. I was like, get her, please, get her. Karen. Karen has spring, summer, oh my God, spring into spring event, and it started to rain. We meet Mia's best friend, Jacqueline. She's very nice. Giselle cannot wait to confront Ashley about this divorce. She feels like she's been lied to, that it's not making any sense, that you say you get divorced, you don't hire an attorney, you buy a house. That's not making any sense. She's lying to me. Karen says she's not lying to you. She's learned to play the game. She wants a house. Michael wants to stay in an apartment in the sky. She don't want that no more. She wants a house for her children. Ashley is getting things that Michael will have to do in order for her to get what she wants. Okay? I do believe that the marriage is over, and I do believe that divorce is happening. So Ashley walks in, struggling to get through the door, and when she walks in, takes off her coat, unveils his gorgeous body. I said, yes, Ashley. Ashley's going to be showing body all this season, and I'm here for it, okay? So walking in, she lets them know she found a house. She's putting in the offer. She's moving on up. You know what I'm saying? They found a house quickly. Love it. into an LLC, it still gets confusing. So Giselle, to me, was trying to trip up Ashley with, you said you're getting a divorce or a separation. Listen, she said you have to separate for a year to get divorced. It's a process for her. She's not going to wake up one day and say, I cannot wait to get divorced. No, and still have that same energy. So she's like, listen, this is a very tough time for her. And I really don't like the fact that Giselle is not giving her that space of understanding this is a tough time, you know? And right now, she is the only one that's frustrated with Ashley because you're saying you're divorcing someone, but you're buying a house. That don't make no sense. Like, Robin will not put Juan on a house that she's divorcing him today. And it's just like, what you mean? She will not put him on the house that she's living in with him. Giselle spilled that Robin's name is on the house that she's on right now because she doesn't know what's going to happen. So you already spilled Robin's tea that she will never be in the same position as she was the first time. So miss me, Giselle. So listening to Ashley, this is a whole new process for her. The closer and closer that she is moving towards moving out, she's wondering, am I making the right decision? Should I take it back? Should I work out with my marriage or should I just continually leave? Because right now, she had a moment of weakness. She had a coochie craving for Michael. I need a bucket to throw up, but they have not had sex. She did not jump on the peen. And here go Giselle. That don't make no sense. You do not say I'm getting separation and then go back on the D. That starts the process all over again. Duh. Duh. Like, it's really bugging me that Giselle, in her situation, is not giving the understanding that Ashley, in this space right now, is going through the motions of, is it the right decision? Am I making the right decision? Should I stay married? Should I get divorced? Oh my God. I wake up one day happy. I wake up one day sad. Like, this is all normal feelings to have. And Giselle is being so cold hearted. It's really irritating me. Karen gives her comfort that, listen, you got to understand how this looks and make certain that if you do find a house, don't have Michael be on the deed, okay? Because I know you want to give your kids the best. Candace and Chris comes in and says hello. It was awkward that Ashley got up, but talking about her IVF journey, but she's not complaining. It's just a lot. So right now, Giselle is telling them how it's not adding up with Michael and Ashley. Candace was super happy to find out that Ashley is divorcing Michael. She is happy to get to know this Ashley than the Ashley that's married to Michael Darby. She will gladly throw her a divorce party. And then the whole thing about how you divorce someone and yet you want to live with them, make that make sense? Wendy coming in looking gorgeous. Ascala came. Hey, Ascala. And when Wendy came over to speak to Giselle, Giselle was like, back up off me. Oh, no, I'm good. I'm very happy. I'm very blessed. Back up off me. I was just like, what is this? And she said that was the fakest hug I've ever seen in my life. And I'm not going to lie, Wendy. I'm not going to lie. It did feel kind of weird that you would go and say hi after what happened at the reunion and what happened last season. I don't think how you would think that Giselle will give you open arms. And here goes Giselle, thinking that why would I hug her when you've been bashing my family for a year? Excuse me, Giselle, honey. That was backlash that you got when you were coming in her situation and her marriage. Okay? So you cannot think that you are so awarded to be a victim when you've been poking holes in her situation before. And she only gave you what you needed to know. A man that you divorced because he cheated on you, you took him back and he still cheated on you. Like, it was nothing that really hurt Giselle based off of what we already knew of Pastor Holy Whore. You decided to poke your nosy ass in spreading a rumor about Eddie. So you can miss me with that shit, Giselle, thinking that you don't find it odd or you think that I am awarded to be like, you see what she did to my family? Nothing that your family didn't already know. Moving on. And Giselle has been on a roll this episode, okay? She has questioned everybody. And as soon as Mia walks in the door, She makes a beeline of Mia and say, "Oh, this is what cancer, no cancer looks like." Giselle has no class. Giselle has no class whatsoever. That is not how you greet somebody. Mia wasn't in the door 5 minutes. Couldn't even get an hors d'oeuvre, a drink before Giselle wants to come in and say, "So, do you have cancer? You don't have cancer? What was that post about?" Girl, I'm all about getting understanding, but there's a time and a place for it. And saying how the post looked like it was attention. Here goes Giselle trying to bring in Karen. Karen agreed with me. She said the same thing. Karen said, "No, I didn't. No, I didn't. I said that I would have taken a different approach," is what I said. I said that it was different. I never said it was seeking attention. Giselle, stop pulling in other people on your bullshit. Like I said it was different, right? So she clarifies it and said, "Let me tell you something. I don't need it for attention. What I did was use my platform for a purpose, okay? Because what I found out, what they told me I had lymphoma, okay? I was panicking. Me and my husband was going through a lot. I'm struggling. I'm emotional. I'm a wreck. So the fact that you think that I was using that to be attention seeking, fuck you." In that order, I said, "Come on, Mia." Because it was really annoying me that Giselle and Robin want so much of an explanation. Like, you guys are so entitled of what needs to be explained to you when you don't need no explanation. If this was such a bother to y'all, y'all would have called Mia and said, "Mia, what's up with this post I just saw? Are you okay? What's up with you?" Not wait to ambush her and say, "It was attention seeking because it was there, it was edited, you said that, I don't know what that was." Like she said, fuck you for thinking that I would use my platform to gain sympathy and it was for attention. She was going through a cancer scare. Her mind, her heart, her family are going through all the emotions, which is normal. And that's what she decided to do. Wrong idea, absolutely. But the purpose for what it was, she wanted to express how it's making her feel of having test results that might be, "Oh my God, my life. Oh my God, my family. Oh my God, my children." You kidding me? And for Giselle and Robin to pass judgment and be critical about how Ashley is moving forward in her divorce is crazy to me. How neither one of y'all bitches have ever went through the motions of, should I go back? I miss him. Should I fix it? Should I fix it? Should I leave? I don't know. You mean tell me you've never went through the emotional roller coaster of going back to an ex, going back to a man that might have been like, maybe he's not so bad. Maybe I should give him another chance. Giselle, Pastor Holy Whore, Robin, Juan, they gonna piss me off this season with passing judgment and looking down upon Ashley as a situation. They're gonna really piss me off. But y'all, that's it. That's all I have. Please stay tuned for my next video and I'm gonna see you guys later. Bye.